guys, welcome back to the channel everybody. Dave from Timber Time Outdoors. Welcome back to part 2 of a cutting video and a tractor video. So we are in the process here of taking apart this 200-year-old oak tree. And in this video, we're going to focus on the tractor's capability. So if you're shopping for a Kubota B2601, you came to the right place, specifically in its loader capability. That's what we're going to focus on in this video. We're going to show it doing some things you may not normally do, but it'll give you some perspective on what it's capable of. This is a very, very heavy oak tree, and we've got lots of logs to haul, some very heavy logs. And we'll just try to move the tree around. We'll do some things that you normally won't see in a brochure. Just to give you some perspective, if you're questioning whether this tractor is big enough for you, I call it Mighty Mouse. It's very capable. And so in this video, you're gonna see how capable. So stay with us, guys.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now.
Okay guys, that was test number 1. Pretty easy. You know, these are 3 to 4, maybe some 5-inch diameter logs, 8 foot long. You know, you can fill up the grapple, not tip over. You know, so it has no trouble lifting it. It has no trouble moving it, you know, as long as you have the proper ballast. Sorry about the sun here. You know, I've got, just to show you what I have here, you know, I've got a big back blade on it. I've got the tires filled. You know, there's plenty of videos on ballast and how critical that is. You know, it makes a difference lifting, but even it's more important when you're moving. So, you know, my yard, you know, it undulates a little bit, you know, and if you turn sharp and you're a little sketchy on the throttle, you know, you can feel kind of tippy. So, anyway, test number 1, pass. Okay, here's test number 2. I need to move this trailer, and I don't really feel like getting my truck out and hooking up the gooseneck, and I've never tried this before, but this is a 16-foot dump trailer. I think it'll do it fine, but I'm gonna use the grapple and just grab on. What I need to do is pull this forward so I can load it, and got some bright sun today. I apologize for the bad camera work here. I'm going to load this pile of chaff and haul it to the hunting land. By the way, you guys, what do you know, if you're firewood guys, what do you do with your chaff? You know, it's not really mulch quality. It's just crap that comes off the splitter. I spread it on the food plots for organic matter. So that's my plan. Let's try it. As you can see, that didn't work. You know, one thing about a loader is the higher you go, the less capacity it has. And, you know, this is waist high. So I guess I don't know how much tongue weight is there, but it's obviously more than the loader capacity at that level. So fail on that test. All right, my next test. Pretty sure it's going to be a fail, but we're going to show you it anyways. So this is the entire tree. It's got to be 5,000, 6,000 pounds. But I'm going to keep the loader low, and I'm just going to try to move it and skid it and lift it just a hair, let's say I wanted to reposition the log, you know, to get a better angle cutting. I don't think this is going to work, but let's see what happens. Well, as expected, it didn't, it kind of flexed it a little bit, but guys, that would be an example of what not to do. Yeah, that's a good way to bend your loader. So we're not going to do anything that heavy. Okay, we're going to get some cutting done here. So do a quick time lapse of me running the MS500i. We'll cut this thing up and then we'll move some of these heavier logs around and just give it a test. So more of a dynamic load, you know, picking stuff up, moving it, and see how squirrely it feels. You know, I've done some log lifting tests where it's static loading. You know, that's not real world. I need to move this tree to the other side of the property. How big a piece can I do that on unstable ground? You know, that's the real test of a tractor, is real life work. So let's try that. All right, guys, had a little audio failure, so I'm going to do a voiceover here. What you're looking at is the tree all cut up. So I've got the trunk all in sections, and I'm trying to describe to you how heavy they are and how long they are. And I'll get a tape measure out here and show you. But essentially, these pieces are, you know, between 36 and 48. I think one of them was just over 48 inches long. And they're, you know, a solid 20 inches in diameter, so they're very, very heavy. This tree's only been dead for a year, so pretty green wood. And we're just going to give the loader a test. So this is the final test. Pick these logs up. We're going to move it over some uneven ground, and I'll give you my my take on how well it does on a dynamic load going across the yard. halfway done. We did the real easy stuff, you know, the stuff that was 3-4 inches in diameter, full load, no problem. Then we did kind of the medium-sized logs. You know, those are 6-8 inches in diameter. They're probably 8 feet long, 7-8 feet long. No problem. I mean, if you get the load too high, yeah, you're going to feel a little tippy, but you know, if you're a good operator, you keep the load as low as you can. Okay, so now comes the real test. Flip you around. All right, so I don't know if this will come across on camera, but this is undulating and steep. This is not level ground back here. That is at least 48, and you know, it's got a crotch in it. Sorry about the shadows. It's very heavy. I am not sure it's going to lift it, and certainly is going to be unstable. So let's try to move this one and see what happens. Okay, probably didn't come across on camera, but I wanted to tell you what I was feeling. A lot of weight on those front tires, and you know, it could lift it. If I went higher, I would certainly get tippy. I don't really want to do that, but that is a very heavy log for this tractor, but it's going to get the job done if you're careful. But it was starting to feel like a lot of pressure on those front tires and starting to tear up the ground. So a lot of weight, but again, it can get the job done. If you got, you know, why hire people? If you buy a tractor, it's a way to justify it, do jobs like this. I mean, this would have been several $1,000s for someone to come and take this tree down. So justification right there. All right, guys. So this is the last log, heaviest one, right down towards the trunk. You know, it's got a little bell on it here. It's 50 inches or longer and well over 20 inches in diameter. Pretty green. You know, the tractor is just a beast for how big it is. It can really do a fantastic job of lifting heavy weight. But like, you know, a tractor's not a skid steer, so I've said this before, you just have to be very careful, keeping the load low. But, you know, all in all, I'm so surprised at what this tractor can do. You can see here I'm on some uneven ground and keeping the load nice and low. Yeah, it just does a great job. You know, there's a lot of pressure on those front tires when you get a load this heavy. And, you know, I think right here I'm going to show you the tractor was actually struggling to move, and the reason is I'm running out of traction in the rear. So I ended up slowing down here and putting it into four-wheel drive. And you'll see here I actually, you know, do a little burnout on the grass and tear up my grass a little bit. So, you know, when you get a load this close to the limit of the tractor, you know, you just have to be very careful. But hopefully this video gave you some context of what the tractor can do. I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and remember, everybody, Keep it in the timber. Bye-bye.